Hi, my name is Ronaldo V. Balater Jr. from FC2 FM101. I am currently a business administration student. In this video presentation, I will show and discuss the current corruption issue in the Philippines. This presentation will solely focus on the political corruption in the Philippines. But first, here is our learning objectives. To know what is political corruption, to know the potential solution regarding political corruption, to know the 3 ways to combat corruption, to know the 2 possible ways to enhance citizen participation, and lastly, to know the 1 action to improve transparency. So now let's dive into what is political corruption. When we say political corruption, it simply means that the misuse of public power for private gain. It happens mostly when a government official or elected representative abuses their position to enrich themselves. When we say enrich themselves, it means that corrupt official uses their positions to increase their personal wealth or financial standing. Now let's move to the next topic, which is the political corruption in the Philippines. The political corruption in the Philippines rooted in its history, culture, and political system. Here are some common forms of corruption in the Philippines. We have bribery and embezzlement. When we say bribery is the most common political corruption form in the Philippines because it means you're offering or accepting money in exchange for favor or special treatment. Example for bribery is election. Elected representatives buys the votes from the Filipino people using money just to gain more votes. Second is embezzlement. Embezzlement is when a government official misappropriating the public funds for personal use. Example for embezzlement is when a government official buys luxurious things like cars, bags, gadgets, especially building their houses using the public fund. These 2 forms shows what type of corruption is happening in the Philippines. Now let's move to the potential solutions for political corruption in the Philippines. I have found 3 potential solutions, in that is legislative reform, institutional strengthening, and cultural changes. Under legislative reform, we have strengthening anti-corruption laws. It means enacting stricter laws to prosecute and punish corrupt officials, including increased penalties and asset forfeiture. Second is the promoting transparency and accountability, implementing laws that require government officials to disclose their financial interest and asset, as well as enhancing oversight mechanism. Third is the protecting whistleblowers, establishing legal protection for individuals who report corruptions, ensuring their safety and anonymity. Next is institutional strengthening. Under institutional strengthening, we have Independent Anti-Corruption Commission. It means establishing an independent and well-funded anti-corruption commission with broad investigative power. Second is the strengthening judicial system. It means improving the efficiency and impartiality of the judiciary to ensure swift and fair trials for corruption cases. Third is professionalizing civil service. It means implementing merit-based recruitment and promotion system in the civil service to reduce patronage and nepotism. Last is cultural change. Under cultural change, we have promoting ethical values. It means encouraging ethical values and civic engagement through education, media campaigns, and community programs. Second is empowering citizens. It means empowering citizens to participate in governance and hold officials accountable through initiatives like citizen journalism and community oversight. Third is the strengthening civil society. It means supporting the development of strong and independent civil society organizations to monitor government activities and advocate for transparency and accountability. Fourth and last is international cooperation. It means collaborating with neighboring countries and international organizations to share best practices and resources in combating corruption. Next is the 3 ways to combat corruption. The 3 ways that I found to combat corruption is anti-corruption laws and institution, public awareness campaigns, and international cooperation. Anti-corruption law and institution means the establishment of laws and institutions to investigate and prosecute corruption. Next is the public awareness campaign, means raising public awareness about the negative consequences of corrupting and encouraging citizens to report it. Third is the international cooperation, collaborating with international organizations to share best practices and resources in combating corruption. Now let's move on to the next one, which is two possible ways to enhance citizen participation. What I have found for the two possible ways to enhance citizen participation is strengthening independent media. Under it, we have promoting investigative journalism. It means encouraging and supporting investigative journalists to uncover corruption scandals and hold politicians accountable. Second, ensuring media freedom. Protect journalists from censorship and intimidation to allow them to report freely on corruption issues. Second is promoting civic education. Under it, we have teaching critical thinking, means educate citizens about their rights and responsibilities and equip them to the skills to analyze political information critically. We have encouraging civic engagement, promotes active participation in community organizations and political processes to empower citizens to demand transparency and accountability. Last is the one action to improve transparency. I have found one, and that is we should implement a comprehensive Freedom of Information Act. A strong FOI law would grant citizens the right to access government records, contract, and other public documents. This would allow for increased security of government activities and expose potential corruption. It would also empower journalists and civil society organizations to hold officials accountable. Next is the 3 ways to combat corruption. The 3 ways that I found to combat corruption is anti-corruption laws and institutions, public awareness campaigns, and international cooperation. Anti-corruption law and institution means the establishment of laws and institutions to investigate and prosecute corruption. Next is the public awareness campaign, means raising public awareness about the negative consequences of corrupting and encouraging citizens to report it. Third is the international cooperation, collaborating with international organizations to share best practices and resources in combating corruption. And lastly, to answer the question, are strict legal penalties more effective than public awareness campaigns in combating corruption and promoting ethical governance practices? And my answer for that question is strict legal penalties can be a powerful deterrent against corruption, but they are not always sufficient. While they can punish offenders and create a sense of fear, they may not address the underlying causes of corruption, such as weak institutions, lack of transparency, and cultural factors. Public awareness campaigns, on the other hand, can help to change societal attitudes and norms by promoting ethical behaviors and raising public awareness about the negative consequences of corruption. This campaign can create a more favorable environment for ethical governance. Therefore, a combination of both strict legal penalties and public awareness campaign is likely to be most effective in combating corruption and promoting ethical governance. Here's a simpler explanation. When it comes to fighting corruption and promoting good governance, it is better to punish people who are caught breaking the rules, or it is better to educate people about what is right and wrong. My answer is likely a bit both. While strict punishment can scare people away from doing bad things, they don't always fix the problem that causes corruption in the first place. Education, on the other hand, can help people understand why corruption is bad and how it be honest and fair. So to be most effective, we need to use both strong punishment and public education. So that is all, and I hope you have learned something about the topic recent political corruption in the Philippines from this video presentation. Once again, I am Ronelo V. Balater Jr. from FC2 FM101 and an PSBA major in FM students. Thank you for watching.